What is up, my dudes? So today I'm coming at you with a special video because we get a first look at a brand new microphone coming onto the gaming scene for gamers and streamers, and it's brought to you by none other than SteelSeries. The SteelSeries ALIAS. And before we get into the video, I want to thank SteelSeries, gfuel, Noah for hooking me up with this, giving me the opportunity to check it out for you guys. All right, so let's jump into it. As you can see here, we got the box. I never opened it, so we're gonna look at it together. SteelSeries ALIAS. There's the front. This side tells different specs about it, what's included. And what's cool is that it comes with the shock mount. So if you mount it onto a boom arm, which it comes with a boom arm adapter, it's already got a shock mount on it. The back. And the flip side, which talks about the Sonar app that the ALIAS works with. So let's get into opening this bad boy up. I cut the tape earlier so that it would be easy to jump right into. I wouldn't have to bring out any tools. And first off, we are greeted with some packaging and the little instruction booklet. Assume your ALIAS. We'll go ahead and take the mic right out. Bring it out of the plastic so we can get a look at this. Boy! Oh my goodness. That bass is hefty. That is one hefty bass there. Hefty bass. Alright, so on the bass, we've got this little, if you loosen it, you can change the position of your mic. You can tighten it to bring it in for exactly what feels comfortable to you. It's a nice feeling fabric on there, the front and the back. It's got USB-C here. This doodad, which I'm assuming is the boom arm adapter. I believe this would be the cable. All right, there we go. Yep, I was right. It is the cable. So let's talk a little bit more about the mic. All right, so you got the base here with a little silicone rubber for gripping on the desk so it don't slide around on you. And it comes up with this arm with this little screw thingy. It's a turning thingy. It turns. You turn it, and like I was saying, you can adjust where you want your mic to be. Awkward viewing angle there, but you can take it completely off. And as you can see, it is on the shock mount, so no need to buy an extra shock mount for it if you already have a boom arm. Got a headphone jack there, of course your USB-C. I believe this right here, this little indentation, is your mute button. Nice and sleek looking microphone. All right, as you can see, I've got my boom arm here where the ALIAS now resides. Got it plugged up. You can see there's a little RGB light right here on the bottom. I don't know if you can adjust that. We'll find out soon in the SteelSeries app. And to connect it to your boom arm, take the little doodad that I was talking about earlier, and the turning thingy goes into the doodad, goes through the little mount on the back of the ALIAS and screws in. And of course you can loosen it to adjust, your angle. I'll probably change up how this cord is run later, but for now we've got it on there. You can see that there are some lights lighting up as I talk. It's live monitor LEDs, and I believe they go with how loud you're talking. See if I get real quiet. It barely picks up my voice. Then it's only giving me 1 to 2 bars. Or dots. They're dots. But then if I get really loud and I'm like, let's go! Then you can see it goes all the way up. It's like, hey, you're in the red there, buddy. Overall, very sleek looking microphone. This fabric here does not feel cheap. The construction of it feels good. It is a plastic construction, but it feels sturdy. And like I said before, the really cool thing is that it comes with the shock mount. So when I am gaming and stuff, and I accidentally bump my boom arm, it shouldn't be picking it up through the mic. It probably is right now because I don't have any sort of settings on the mic. We're going to jump into Sonar and we're going to set it up and we're going to see how this puppy sounds. So let's get into that right now. All right, now we're on the PC. We have the mic all set up, ready to go. Don't mind me. Okay, we're going to jump in to Sonar here in just a moment so that we can look at the program. If you haven't used it before, you can kind of gain a little bit of familiarity with it. It's hard for me to say that word, so I have to take it slow. Familiarity. I got it right the first time. I don't know why I'm still trying. But I wanted to show like what it would look like from an audience perspective, which would be you at this point. Like if you have your mic showing, typically mine isn't. I don't have it up this high. I have it a little lower, but I don't know, we'll see. And if you look right here in my hand, you can see that I've got the LED there changing colors. But before we jump into Sonar, let's jump on over to the SteelSeries website. And I'm going to go ahead and lose the cam. But you can see here the ALIAS and the ALIAS Pro. Let's check those out real quick on the site. If you're watching this video, then you've probably already done this. If you have, feel free to skip past it. But I wanted to kind of showcase here. So you got we'll start over here, the ALIAS boom arm, SteelSeries branded boom arm, brought to you for the ALIAS. Right here you got the ALIAS Pro. This is the XLR version of the microphone, and it comes with the XLR stream mixer. This doodad here, excuse me, of course works in Sonar, and it says first in gaming solution to simply stream to 1 or 2 PCs via USB-C. And of course, what we mentioned earlier, the shock mount. So you can get the ALIAS Pro, the XLR version of the ALIAS, for $329.99, or you can go with the budget-friendly option here This here's the ALIAS for $179.99, and basically what I showed you earlier.
And apparently, it's really good for ASMR because you can get way up in it and whisper, and it still picks it up really, really well.
It was showing me in OBS that was picking up really well, so I'm gonna take his word for it. And there's Sonar, which we will jump into right now. Voila! So, starting off on the SteelSeries GG app, which is what houses Sonar, you're gonna get this page here, which shows you products. That, you know, it's got the ALIAS on here, Arctis Nova Pro. It's got a blog post, general home. Before we get into Sonar, I'm gonna start at the bottom here. Actually, I'll start way down here at the bottom. We got some feedback here where you can jump in. You can share your thoughts with SteelSeries. You got settings here for different stuff in the GG app. You got a giveaways tab for entering different giveaways. Engine. See, I used to have a game deck, and my wife used to have an Arctis 5 headset. And here's the ALIAS. We'll jump into that in just a moment. We've got a 3D aim trainer you can jump into to work on your aim. Moments is really cool because it auto clips certain moments, get it, moments in your game to capture like headshots and victory royales, or you know, other games. There's somewhere you can choose which games you want to auto capture. Let's see. Okay, so here is where you can change your auto clip settings. These are all the things that it can clip. If you get a headshot, a distance shot, get into the top 3. If you get a victory royale, which of course you want to capture those moments. Let's jump over to engine. So this here is, you can adjust this to make it so you can hear your mic or not, right? And then jump over here to illumination. You can actually change the color on your LED monitor lights that's on the microphone itself. So that is really neat. I like that. So you can jump over to prism to change the color of the light on the bottom, and you can have it work with your other accessory that might that might light up. I just had to clear my throat, so I had to use the mute feature on the front of the microphone. You just tap it and it gives you a red X on the microphone. All right, so now we're in Sonar. This is where you're going to find all the settings. When you first open it, it'll ask you to set certain sources, and you just choose those. I've already done it, so it's not giving me the option to, you know. But if you go here, configuration, you can choose ALIAS boom arm or desk stand mode, and it'll change the equalizer to what it thinks is best for how you're using it. It's also got the ALIAS Pro, boom arm, and desk stand on here as well. It's got other presets. If you are using a different mic, you can still use Sonar, but I think it's really going to work best with the ALIAS. And then down here, we've got the Clearcast AI noise cancellation, which is on right now. And if it was off, you'd be hearing a really loud fan in the background, because it gets hot in my office. I run the fan in here. Luckily, I have stuff like this noise cancellation. I have compressors to help take out that background noise. But if I were to turn, I don't have any filters running in OBS right now on my microphone. I turn those off. We're using only Sonar right now, and this is what you're getting. This is how it sounds. If I were to turn Clearcast off, you would notice a big difference. And let's do that right here. I'm going to keep talking while I turn this off. And I know, because I can see the bar jumping in OBS, I know that you can hear the fan behind me just buffeting away. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on while I'm talking so that you can see the difference in how well this AI noise cancellation actually helped. See? Sounds 10 times better. I just clicked the button. That's all. And mine's at max. I mean, you might not, want yours at max. You might not need it at max. Maybe you live inside of a padded room and it sounds really good already. So it's your preference. Okay, I've got the noise gate on. I've got the compressor on. These are the things that I've turned off in OBS because you can do them right here in Sonar. And what's really cool about that, what's really, really awesome about that is when you jump into a game and you select the Sonar stream, that I got on streamer mode over here. When you select the Sonar stream as your microphone, you're going to get those effects in the game. So while it sounds good in OBS, some microphones don't have this, right? So while you're in game, your squad might be hearing stuff going on in the background when OBS is hearing everything very clear without anything going on in the background. So with this program, with Sonar, you're able to adjust your settings so that when you go in game, it sounds just as good as it does in OBS. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, then hop into a game, ask your squad how you sound after you have these settings on, and I guarantee that they're going to be like, oh man, that sounds awesome, that sounds amazing, because you don't have a lot of stuff going on in the background. Especially if you live on like busy street, we've got a lot of traffic going up and down. If you have to run a fan like me, if your computer, see, sometimes when I'm playing games, my computer gets very loud. It'll wind up like it's about to take off into space, but I don't really have to worry about it coming through on my microphone because of programs like this right here. SteelSeries did a really good job with this. I applaud them. You also have your mixer here. So in OBS, if you wanted to pick up your game only but not your chat, you can do that. If you wanted to pick up your game only and not your music, you want to listen to your music but you don't want it to come in through OBS and possibly getting you a DMCA on your streaming platform, then you can do that. There's a bunch of different options and settings here that can really help streamers when they're creating content. You also have this cool little thingy right here, this chat mix. So if you need to hear the game more and your team less, which is usually not the case, you can slide it over this way some. But if you need to hear your team more and the game less, you slide over this way some. And so if you slide it this way, it's gonna tone out the game a little bit. It's gonna make your teammates louder as long as you have your chat running through the chat mixer in Sonar. My review on the SteelSeries ALIAS, overall, it's a nice look. It looks premium. I can't get over the fabric on the front of it. It just looked really cool. It looks up to date. It's not just a black foam. It's kind of like a grayish. It's got like little dots of gray in there. It looks really neat. Shape of it works really well. It's the pill shape. It's not that long. I love that it comes with the shock mount. That's really cool. I'm moving it around right now. I didn't see OBS go up at all right there. I'm gonna bump it and see. I'm gonna give it a little bump test. I can see the lights on the front of the mic go up, but because of Clearcast, because of the noise gate and stuff in Sonar, I'm not seeing it go up in OBS. So I'm not sure if it's actually coming through, but I'm not seeing it go up at all. I love the little the little lights on the front, I can see them out of my peripheral while I'm talking. And, you know, I can see them when I'm looking at my screen. I can see them when I'm looking at the camera. That's really cool because it lets me know, like, that kind of gives me a reminder that it's doing what it needs to do. I can't tell you how many times I've jumped into stream and I'm sitting there like, and then having someone in chat being like, hey, hey buddy, your mic is muted. So with those little dots moving out of my peripheral, I can see that it's doing what it needs to do. And then if I want to mute it, it's a big red X on the front of it. I'll see if I can post a picture somewhere over here of the X. I think I showed it earlier, but I can't remember. I think they spent a lot of time developing this, and I think it shows. I mean, a lot of SteelSeries stuff has lights in them, so they wanted to include that light in this. We did it right here at the bottom. So if it's on the desktop stand, that's shining directly down. Yeah, on the desktop stand, when it's on there, that light is shining directly down onto that plate right there, and gives a really cool effect. I just noticed that you can kind of see it here. You can see the colors change. If you have like a darker setup, then you might be able to see it even better. I think that's a really cool addition. Helpful for the people that love their RGB. Just turn it off if you want to. If you don't like lights, say you like Batman and you like living in a cave and you like it to be dark, you don't want RGB lights, you just turn it off. It's simple as that. I really love the feature of being able to change the color of the lights on the front from currently they're green, yellow, and red. If you jump, you know, up too high, it jumps in the red. But you can change those to like match your aesthetic. Apparently I like them the colors they are. I will probably eventually change them just to kind of play around, because that's just what I do. I think it sounds good. I did a recording earlier, just a short recording to check out the Clearcast, and I think it sounds really good. So overall, I'm really impressed by this mic. And again, I want to give huge I can't say it enough.
I want to give a huge shout out.
I want to give a huge shout out to SteelSeries, to gfuel, and my dude Noah over at gfuel for hooking me up with this, giving me the opportunity to try it out, bring you like a first look content of it. I feel very honored that I get to be one of the first people to ever have this microphone in front of them. SteelSeries is an awesome company that makes quality product. And you know, I'm stoked that I get to test it out. I get to try it and use it to kind of give everyone an idea of what it's like. I know that whenever I go to buy a new product, first thing I do after I find something that I like is I go look up reviews on it. If it's a microphone, I want to know how it sounds. If it's headphones, I want to know how they sound. I know that I can't really hear someone else's headphones, but if it's camera, I want to know how it looks. If it's a phone, I want to know the features. I want to know what people think about the features. I want to know what the screen looks like. You know, that's the first thing I do is I go look up reviews, and that really helps to lead me in the direction of where I'm going to go as far as purchasing. And I feel super honored that I get to be one of the people that hopefully leads you in the direction that you need to go when you think about purchasing the SteelSeries ALIAS. Is it something that you like? Is it something you don't like? and I hope I covered most of the ground that you need to make that informed decision. This is amazing. This is awesome. So again, thank you, SteelSeries, gfuel, Noah. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I think I'm really happy with this mic. I like it. I like the Sonar program or app. It seems to work really well. I'm gonna play around with the mixer stuff later on and kind of see if I can get everything dialed in properly. Get it so where if I want to play my music on OBS, but I don't want it to be too loud, I can run it through a different thing that my game is run through. It's really cool. Content creator. Good job, SteelSeries. Good job. I like it. And until next time, stay awesome, my dudes.